Hi, this is Graham Jeacocke. Thanks for clicking on this video. Now, having had a conversation about this story on Facebook, the main issue was, should Drake not have a DNA test to see if he was the father? And I answered with what I'm about to say to him. I've not had a response back, but we've got to set the scene. So Sophie is the mother, and she was an ex-porn star, and you could give her another title, a prostitute. I'm not judging this, I'm just merely stating. Now, the problem this person raised with me was, every man has a right to choose whether he accepts the responsibility of a child. I mean, he was saying, why should the person look after the child if it's not theirs? And because I read the Bible, I've formed a different opinion. And I immediately thought about what it says about widows and orphans. It was in James, and it says, to God, pure religion is helping widows and orphans. But the key point here is, atheists attack God in the Old Testament for killing children, not looking after them. And this really winds me up, because having read the Bible, you get to see a character of God, and you want to speak about it. Give justice back to God. Now, I'm going to get carried away here. We have to look at the Israel nation. Now, Rahab the prostitute was not part of an Israel nation. She lived at the same time as them and in a place called Jericho. But Rahab knew something of the Israel nation. She believed that their God protected them. And in the story, in the book of Joshua, it tells you what Rahab did. She looked after several Israelites and protected them from being, killed. And this found favour with God. This act, God said, made Rahab righteous. And so, after this act, Rahab became part of the Israel nation. She was adopted. God became the father of Rahab. She was the daughter-in-law, because God only cared for the Israel nation, no other nation. If you read the Bible, Israel nation is the apple of God's eye. So, God is taking his own advice. He's preaching, he's practicing what he's preaching. He's looking after this orphan, as it were. Now, what happened to Rahab? Well, we have to go to the Matthew's Gospel, the genealogy, explaining the line of the parents of Jesus. And if you go to verse 5, it says, Salmon, the father of Boaz, whose mother was Rahab. And we know she was the prostitute. This is what God did for Rahab. Now, we have a big dilemma in the world. Let's take a couple, a man and a woman. The woman gets pregnant and the man panics because he's got to be the father. He doesn't. Some men embrace the idea of becoming fatherhood, but some don't. They don't want to love another human being because it's not from their seed. But I wondered why that was. And I know why that was. Because humans never created human beings. Their seed formed the human beings how a baby gets created, or not created, how it gets formed. I won't explain the process. But God actually created, and this creation is the true definition of what love is. You see, God created all human beings. He created all cultures. But just because he chose one nation, it doesn't mean he neglected the other nations. And we have the evidence because we look at Rahab and what God did for Rahab. Well, that's it. I hope I got through that alright. If you're interested, leave a comment down below and I'll get back to you. Thanks.